Okay, people, so Best Gal Vanica yet again doing the damn thing. Black Clover chapter 253, the battle against the Dark Triads Vanica with Noelle and Loropechika alongside how I still gotta say it, I'm so upset. Why is Mimosa on the side fighting that damn incel? Like, But to be honest with you, this is interesting, right? Because aside from the chapter, which of course we're gonna dive into, we also got the last couple weeks some interesting information via the author comments from Yuki Tabata, the author of Black Clover, which might explain why we've recently gotten into some really awesome stuff. Because remember, it was like about a month ago at this particular point, close to, that we had like those 3 or 4 chapters that everybody wasn't too keen on, regarding Luck and Leopold and Charmy, which, to be honest with you, they weren't bad chapters, but a lot of people were a bit disappointed. Well, I think I kind of know why we've had a sudden shift into like absolute insanity and greatness that is undisputable with the latest chapters, thanks to, again, the author comments from Yuki Tabata himself. So without further ado, baby, let's talk some of that Black Clover greatness! I may have on a toga shirt from My Hero Academia, but we all know Vanica is best gal. Yeah, take it in.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be though.
So this chapter, a couple things that I called went down, which it was pretty obvious. Anybody could have called it if you've been following the story up till now, regarding Vanica boosting up and going all out within this chapter. And to be honest with you, it kind of shows how much of a great tactician Loropechika is. But before we really dive into it, the last couple weeks we've got author comments, which I like to follow them closely. I really care not only about the work, but the authors themselves, because if you don't know, Shonen Jump and working in weekly manga in Japan in general, probably even monthly to be honest with you, is very, very stressful. And to put it lightly at that, like calling it very stressful is lightly, because everything, the health issues and all that, is really bad. So I always like to keep an eye on to make sure that the authors that, you know, I'm supporting their work the best that I can and whatnot, but they're also in good spirits. But in the last couple chapters, we got some information via the author comments from Yuki Tabata in particular that might explain why we went from like that Leopold fight and that Charmy fight, which again wasn't the greatest chapters in the world. It was a little bit like, and the biggest problem or issues with those chapters was the power scaling, especially when it comes to the spirit guardians. But let's read these author comments and again we'll talk some more. Okay, so last week Yuki Tabata said, "This happened a while back, but during all this chaos," which I'm imagining he's referring to everything that's been going on in the world, which might have been the the last month or two, "I got a new editor. Welcome to the team, Iwasaki. Thank you for everything, Fukuda." So I think Fukuda was his previous editor. Maybe there was a shift in between, and again, that could be, or that could explain what happened, which also with Weekly Shonen Jump, they usually have about a chapter or two of story already written and done before they move forward. So those Leopold, Charmy, Luck chapters could have happened around this transition, but also it makes me real grateful for his new editor. And in the latest one, he just says, "Because of working from home, I haven't actually met my new editor in person yet." In person is the important part. That means he's already spoke to him. They're probably doing like Zoom meetings regarding the manga. He says he does have a lot of energy, and I'm imagining he's channeling that energy into making the manga as impactful as it's been, because you gotta admit the last 2 to 3 chapters have just been phenomenal, and I credit a lot of that, of course, the author and the editor or whatever, but Vanica lighting shit up. And I want to just say, like, yo, that editor pointed them in the right direction. We went from those chapters to, yo, this is hype. Because the chapter starts off with Vanica once again having a blast. She's enjoying it. She's getting injured and impaled by a powered up Noelle, and she's still having so much fun. I'm like, how can you not like this female Zaraki Kenpachi? How? And it also kind of made me chuckle a little bit when she said, oh, she was, surprised that Loropechika is teaming up with somebody, of course referring to Noelle. And I'm kind of thinking, well, why has she never teamed up in their last encounter with some of the spirit guardians? Yeah, I don't know, man. The more and more I look into it, yeah, there's the revelation that these, warriors that are under Vanica, they don't fall, because until she dies or falls, they'll keep on reviving, yada yada. But that still doesn't explain how the spirit guardians fell. It's not like they knew that per se. I mean, I guess off screen that might have been an issue that they just didn't understand. But and when the last encounter happened, unless it was so quick that nobody caught on, which with her powers, I don't see how Loropechika wouldn't have caught on. None of the Spirit Guardians were by her side, tag teaming against Vanica. Like, what are they worth? Where, even for that matter, he's actually been known to be credible. Where the hell was Gaja? Just gotta throw that in there. And then she says something so cute, don't die too fast, and starts powering up, goes to 50%, 51, 52, is like... I can't wait till they put out some more Black Clover merch, baby. I'm gonna have Dark Triad Vanica shirts on deck all day. And here's something interesting, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what this could mean per se, but Noelle, after, you know, she sees Vanica charging up or whatever, decides to ask about her mother. Because she says, is that how you killed my mother, Aesir Silver? And the response from Vanica, you can interpret it in a couple different ways, because she says, who's that? When I'm done with it, like, I don't care about them, I don't remember. If it's over, I don't care about it. Something along the lines of that, right? She said that, which, it could be a couple different things. It could be just genuinely she doesn't care or remember any of the opponents that she's faced in the past. That could be one, although, then why would she remember Loropechika? I mean, that fight was done, right? I mean, she didn't say when she kills him, she says when it's over, and that fight was over, but she still remembered everything about Loropechika. It could be that she was talking cocky, but at the end of the day, she really doesn't remember because she wasn't the one that faced Aesir Silver and wasn't the one that cursed her to begin with. You got to think, Magicula could have been under somebody else's tutelage and being used by somebody else. There could have been a curse, you know, packed with them, or could have been Magicula all by himself, herself. I'm not sure if that's a male or female demon, whatever, but yeah, that definitely caught my interest, because up to this point, we're thinking like, okay, this is a redemption, a revenge, all that stuff, a journey of redemption, so to speak, for Noelle to finally avenge her mother's death, you know, via taking out her mother's murder or whatever, but or the person that cursed her at the very least, right? But if Vanica isn't the person that actually did it, and it kind of hints that is a possibility with her saying, who's that? Like, she don't remember. Then yeah, the person is still out there. So this fight might not be as important as we previously thought to Noelle. Like, this is an important fight, don't get me wrong. These are the three baddies, you know, Vanica, Dante, and Xenon. But this might not be the closure to Noelle's arc regarding her mother and stuff like that. And then we get a little scene with Incel Man. Oh my gosh, I want him to get knocked out so bad. Like, please, somebody, Gaja, look, somebody just drop the bomb on Incel Man and call it a day, because he's there once again with Mimosa saying, hurry up and give up so I can lick ya. I'm like, oh god, stop, just cut it out right now, okay? This is not how you treat the former best gal. I know I'm such a traitor, former best gal. Like, you're still best gal, don't worry, Mimosa, I'm not gonna be like that. But that Vanica though, just saying. But no, Incel Man, you disgusting pile of garbage. Like Tabata did a great job of making him absolutely repulsive. It sucks because like he's just relegated Mimosa. Like, I'm a little disappointed in that regard. Like, Mimosa I thought was gonna have a real big moment. She's there with Loropechika fighting one of the Dark Triad, but instead she's just getting licked up by this nasty ass creep. Like, ugh. Then we cut to a flashback from Loropechika, and to be honest with you, this chapter, there was a tear-jerking moment. Like, genuinely, I felt like, I was like, I had to hold back the tears a little bit. And I normally, especially with Loropechika up until this point, I haven't really felt much for the character. I've even kind of not accused her, but been suspicious of her motives and of the Heart Kingdom in general. But we get the flashback to the 6-month training time period. I want to say this was at the end of it, because they're thanking Loropechika, Mimosa, and Noelle for getting them stronger and all that jazz. And we find out there that her grimoire holds the sum of all of the predecessors. Like, basically she has like one for all grimoire, so to speak, in her hands, which that's very OP, and that could kind of explain why, despite Loropechika coming across as, you know, to a certain degree, you could argue incompetent, or just like, how the hell is she the princess and the ruler of the Heart Kingdom when she's just this clumsy, you know, Steve Urkel type of chick? But yeah, that's a hefty grimoire. But they also say, like, because you got to think, for her to be entrusted with it, there got to be something great about her, right? So I don't want to completely shit on her. But then there was the moment that, I ain't gonna lie, it actually made me, despite like, yeah, I've been enjoying the character, you know, here and there, whatever, I haven't really been invested in her like that, but this chapter made me actually really care on a deeper level for Loropechika, when she reveals that she was scared when she fought Vanica, and that's why she felt she took the L, but also when she says she feels like a failure because she doesn't want to die, and she's there in tears. Tabata on that art, oh my gosh, that was a great drawing right there. But also, it made me feel for her. Like, you got to think, like, a lot is riding on this for her. like personally, like her life is on this. If they don't defeat Vanica and get rid of her and stop the curse that's on her, she only got 6 months left to live. So if something doesn't shake from all this, she is going to die. So that definitely made me actually, like, Tabata did a great job. Like, now I want Loropechika to survive this. I don't, like, before I was like, whatever happens, happens, you know what I'm saying? Seeing her break down like that is like, Noelle, Mimosa, get to work. My bees, let's go. Do what you gotta do. Save that girl, because that was a heart-wrenching moment. And I ain't gonna lie, Tabata did his thing with that. Then we get some more panels of Vanica and Noelle clashing, which, hold the phone real quick. You gotta give props to Noelle. Noelle is clashing with one of the leaders of the Dark Triad. Like, we saw what happened when Asta thought he was big man and tried to go up against Dante. He was laid out, got his ass whipped. He tried to go full demon. He was on demon time and still got his ass whipped. Like, get that demon time shit out of here, okay? So he thought he did something, but he wasn't able. But Noelle, she's going head on against Vanica, while Loropechika's just like, hey, I'm gonna wrap this bitch in some water, let's do it. And she's doing the thing. I gotta give mad props to Noelle for that. Like, I don't always be praising, singing her praise or whatever, but I gotta give it to her. Although there is the argument that you could have, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, that seeing how her people were defeated by Luck and Leopold and them, which they're strong or whatever, but they're not the strongest that we have in our arsenal, right? And then Vanica being able to be going head to head with Noelle. It wasn't a complete crushing blow or anything like that. Maybe Vanica of the Dark Triad, out of the three of them, is the weakest link, her and her people. That could be an explanation as to how Noelle is able to stand toe-to-toe with her. And then, after a while, Vanica maxes out at 70%, which is interesting. That's the max that she can use of her devil power, her demon power, or whatever you want to call it. I want to say Xenon went to 80, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the more and more I look at it, there's a possibility, again, of the three, she's the weakest, and this is the one that possibly can be defeated by, our allied squad. Because they put together a great strategy, which, again, strategist of the year goes to Loropechika, although I don't know if everything is over after this chapter, but Loropechika put together the strategy that let's max out her energy, let's have her use all of her magic, go 70% demon magic, all of that stuff, and then pull out the trump card, which I love seeing Nero being used that way. Nero comes clutch using sealing magic, and I'm like, yes! Locking her in an eternal prison, which I gotta keep it real, I don't think that's the end. Like, that's just me. Like, maybe I'm off or whatever, but I don't know if that's going to be the end. Great moment, great strategy and everything like that, but it still feels, to a certain degree, too easy. It feels too easy for Vanica to go down. And if she is completely and that's it, it's over for Vanica, I mean, I guess whatever, but I'll be a bit disappointed. I'll be honest with you. Like, it just seems like they came up with a cool strategy. Noelle went a little, clashed head in head. We got a little flashback, and that's the end of it. Like, no, I don't want to see Vanica go out that way. Yeah, I am. The more and more I think about it, I'm going to be quite high-key disappointed if this is the end of Vanica of the Dark Triad. No more. Like, what the hell? She hasn't caused any impact. She just kind of went up against Fish Noelle, and that was like, no. But as a whole, awesome chapter. Very heart-wrenching, that Loropechika moment. I did not expect to feel shit in this chapter, and I felt a lot with that. So kudos to Tabata. Curious what you guys think. First of all, do you think a lot of the reason why the direction of Black Clover the last month or so has really just been up and away with tons of energy is due to that editor change? You think that's had a big impact on it? Also, do you think Vanica's done? You think they actually got her, they trapped her, it's a wrap, or she's gonna manage somehow to get out of that? Did you cry or did you get emotional, sentimental with the Loropechika part? Honestly, that actually caught me off guard and I liked it. And how do you feel about Mimosa having to go up against this freaking disgusting gross pig? Like, okay, now that that's out my system, your overall thoughts and expectations. For real, your overall thoughts and expectations for the upcoming chapter 254 of Black Clover. I want to say next week, actually, Black Clover will be on break, which is rare for Black Clover, but I'm all for it. For Yuki Tabata, have your break, man. But yeah, that kind of just caught me off guard, to be honest with you. So all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I also started a new podcast, the ForneverWorld podcast. Check that out. Link in the description below to the playlist as well. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and I wonder, did they really take out best girl like that? Like,
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.